Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm your host, Ninon de Rosa, and my co-host is AJ Dean. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is AJ Dean. I am your co-host here at NinonSpeaks Media Image, and we have a splashing show tonight, don't we, Ninon? It's
Oh, no pun intended, but we do have some mermaids floating around. We got men mermaids and girl mermaids, and then you've got you and I. This is going to be a great show because I had an underwater act in Beirut many years ago. So this is fascinating to see all you underwater swimmers and what you do. We have Andrew and we have Kristi, and of course we have King Neptune, my dear.
yeah.
Andrew, thank you for getting up. You've got a new outfit on. There we go. And how are you, Andrew?
I'm doing swimmingly. Thanks for asking.
Look, well, I love your background. Your backgrounds are both very similar. Did you make a phone call or something? Love it.
He called me on my cell phone.
There you go. There you go. So Andrew is the underwater swimming, and he does all this merman. We call it a merman now. And then we have Kristi Ann, and she is the mermaid. And then we of course have got King Neptune. Kristi, what made you go into this particular business? Because it is a business.
It is. Well, being born and raised in Key West, I learned how to swim before I can walk or talk. And my sister and I used to pretend we were mermaids.
Oh.
So we would bind our ankles with shoelaces, scarves, anything we could find to perfect our mermaid form. I don't recommend that today. There's many safe ways to be a mermaid today. But so I had always loved mermaids, and I now get to do it as an adult.
Well, it's funny because you seem to be in the right place, because I know Key West. I lived in Florida. I lived in Miami Beach for a couple of years. And so Key West is a beautiful place, and they've got, I think at that time they had a beautiful dolphins and I guess you call them animal fish, underwater zoos, whatever you call them. And I'm sorry?
We do, absolutely.
Yes, you do. And so you're in the right place. Does your sister still do it with you?
Actually, she doesn't, but the other two do. I have 3 sisters.
Your mother and father had 3 girls?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That must have been really quite a handful when you all got older and started dating. Your father must have had a total heart attack. Each one of you bringing a different guy home.
A little bit here and introduce our fabulous guest tonight. Kristi Ann is from the Key West Mermaid Festival. Every year she is a part of this wonderful event, and alongside her, sitting next to her is the amazing King Neptune himself. He is the leader in Key West, and he's the official king standing there with his trident. And then also below us, or below me, we have the wonderful and incredible Andrew Corter, and he is from Trident Tales Entertainment. And he's also a fire performer, and he does a lot of amazing things. He's going to talk about apparel and coloring books and all kinds of fun things that he's doing in the next year. So take it away.
It's a lot that we're all doing, aren't we, AJ? This is actually a new show that we've put together. AJ is my producer, and also she gets the talent. I don't know how you find these talents, but it's amazing. I've never had a mermaid on, but I think it's something that opens up something very different for this world of entertainment. And I think it's absolutely amazing. Andrew, you're looking very elegant there, but apparently you do more than one thing. Doesn't he look lovely? You do more than one thing. Apparently, you make chocolates, and you do all sorts of different things, and you eat fire, and I don't know. You're just very talented.
Thank you. I actually went to a performing arts school, so literally my whole life has been performing arts. So that's kind of how this love of performing and different avenues of performing really came about.
Yeah, I think, and obviously it's in your blood. Now, where do you, both of you, I'll ask you, where do you exactly perform?
Any body of water.
Anywhere there's, well, the whole world is surrounded by water, so you don't have a problem. But I think you put on, Andrew, you put on a lot of, you go to a lot of events and you teach children how to do the underwater swimming. How is that? How does that work now? Because, you know, we can't quite do that.
but we still can because we have mobile tanks that we can take around and bring them to parties. We can go to your pool and really teach you. We can still keep a safe distance. You're not breathing underwater is what I always like to tell people, so you're okay.
There you go, there you go. And how did you two meet? Kristi, how did you meet Andrew, and how did all this this beautiful thing get together?
Well, I was lucky enough to meet Andrew in 2019 for our first inaugural Key West Mermaid Festival here in Key West, and Andrew was one of the 32 mermaids, and he was the only merman that was selected to come down. We had mermaids, and we had our one merman, Andrew, come from all over the United States, even Canada, to volunteer for the 3-day event. And we had 7 events in 3 days, and Andrew was amazing, and he was the backbone of our swimming portion of our Swim with Mermaids events. We had 2 of them, and Andrew, at one point, he swam on and off for about 4 hours. And if you've never swam in a tail, and you know, Ninon, from being a performer, that's a long time to be in the water.
That's a long time to be in the water, because your skin starts getting really quite wrinkly and funny, because it kind of dissolves into the water. But did you actually learned this? Now, what about King Neptune? How did you get involved in all this? You've got the crown, you've got everything here, and you also don't have any.
Yes, I got involved because my brother was friends with Kristi. He owns a website down here, Key West in Your Face. So they became good friends, and they never had a King Neptune for the Mermaid Festival in Key West, and here I am.
So here you are. Now, do you enjoy doing what exactly do you do? Do you perform as well? And do you swim with a tail on?
No tail, a tunic.
Well, because you are the king, so you really probably don't even go in the water, do you?
I do go in the water, but
not with a tail, though.
Yeah, correct. So it's a little bit new for me. So this will be my first year at the festival, so it is kind of new.
It was your first year?
Well, this will be my first year coming up in July.
Oh, this will be your first. So you haven't done this before.
No.
Kristi, is this your second festival, or how many have you done?
This is going to be the second one. Unfortunately, because of the events happening all over the globe, we had to postpone this last one. And it always happens July 4th weekend. And this year it's July 1st to the 5th.
Okay, but hopefully everything will be back together again.
Yes,
and
we're hoping.
Do people fly in for this just to come to this particular thing?
Oh,
and
yes.
how many people roughly know about? Because I've never heard of anything like this at all. And this is why we wanted you on, because it's something very different, and it's something absolutely beautiful. Where do they come from? All over the world?
They come from all over the world. We were actually lucky enough to be mentioned. Actually, we won an award for National Geographic Travel for one of the top 10 festivals to come to in the summer. And we were also in the New York Times Travel, Coastal Living, Southern Living, and so many other really amazing magazines. We had the publicity that we received was phenomenal for a first-time event. It was very impressive, and I'm not sure how it happened, but I think everyone just loves mermaids. They love the mermaid community. There's so many mermaids at heart. It doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, a child, a grandparent. We had girl groups come, guy groups. Fathers bring their little girls. Grandparents bring their grandchildren. It was really a wonderful event, and I think it just appeals to everyone in some kind of a way.
And obviously the people that came to that event will obviously come to the next event, because this is something you're going to be doing every year, correct?
Yes, and this year we're highlighting the men that support the women, because a lot of people think that it's just for women or for little girls, but when they came,
well, we
they
know
realized,
it's not now, right, Andrew? We know it's not just for little girls.
Right. Exactly. Like we have Andrew, who was, part of the foundation of what made the 2019 Key West Mermaid Festival so successful. And now we'll have King Neptune, who is going to speak. And we work with Reef Relief. They're our nonprofit of choice, and we give some of our treasure to them, and they help to save our reef. So King Neptune has come on to land because he's heard the cries of the aquatic world, and he's coming to help us and our human friends at Reef Relief to help educate people on ocean conservation. And then of course the mermaids are here to teach the little humans and the big humans on how to swim safely in mermaid tails.
Yeah, I think that's an incredible thing, because I was listening to a program the other day, and they were talking about all the waste and all the straws that seem to end up on the beach and end up in the water. And then these animals, you know, they can't digest it, and sometimes it ends up in their nose or it ends up in a part of their body, and it's really very, very sad. So I think this is there any other festivals that you know of that do this mermaid festival?
Well, there's actually other mermaid festivals, there's other mermaid conventions, mermaid parades. You have mermaids that are lake mermaids, mermaids that are spring mermaids. You even have landlocked mermaids. You have mermaid meetups, and the mermaid community and culture is very large. Once you start paying attention, you'll see it's a lot bigger than what people think. And we're slowly connecting the dots all over the globe, because we have, like Andrew, now he's started his business Trident Tails, and then we have, like, let's say a mermaid Michi who is working to save the springs, and it's endless.
It is endless. Andrew, what do you think of this? Because you're very prominent out there as of your intellect, as of the different things you do, and what your ambition is of life. Has this completely opened up another arena for you as of being a merman?
It has opened up an arena. It opened up a whole entire ocean for me. It has been a life-changing experience, because when you see the smiles and from families, kids that are always thinking, I want to be a mermaid. And then you have the mom, I always wanted to be a mermaid. So it's just a whole new experience, and I absolutely love it. I have a lot of huge things coming this year.
I was going to say, what do you have in your mind coming up? What have you sort of because you're now on this wheel that is turning, and it's your brain that's just turning and turning and whirling around. So what can I do? How can I? Because now this is not just for little girls. Obviously, you know, we've got the king, we've got the queen next to him. I mean, she's got all this stuff on. She looks amazing. And then we've got you, Andrew, who you are an inventor of sort of bringing things forward, and also getting men involved in the mermaid arena. So what have you got in mind that you would like to really put out there and get this whole thing together?
Well, so here I have 3 different books coming out, 2 children's books, an adult novel. I have 3 coloring books coming out for kids as well too. And then I'm also going to have a coffee table book that Kristi will actually be in as well.
So you're a writer as well. You're an author.
I dibble and dabble in that. I have a friend who's an amazing writer, and she guides me.
She helps you do what you want to do. Did you ever think you were going to be a writer? Oh, actually, for the children's books, it's not really a writer, because the verbal stuff in it, it's more of the pictures and the things. You do the drawings and get pictures in these books?
Yes, absolutely. But my adult book is very intensive, and it talks about becoming a mermaid and the truth behind it. It's very intensive.
Yeah. Is there, I mean, I don't see it, but I'll ask the question anyway. Is there an age limit to be a mermaid? I mean, as long as you can walk and swim, you could be a mermaid.
9 days.
Or a merman.
Yeah, 9 days to 90.
9 days, got to be 9 days old. AJ, what do you think of all this? Isn't this, this is opening up a whole new arena for me, because I was brought up by the water, so I know the water very well, but it's amazing. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely brilliant. And I love how they raise the frequency. They raise the vibration of the earth. And I want to ask Andrew, can we see your tail? And also I wanted to ask King Neptune if he had a message for the world.
Okay, let's see the tail.
Oh, absolutely. So here.
He's flapping around here.
It's a lot of work.
Oh my goodness, that's a big, oh, look at the size of it.
Oh, wow.
So you can see how big these actually are.
Oh, that is beautiful,
Beautiful.
though. And so when you're in the water, you're guiding along and this big thing is behind you, obviously.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful experience.
Is it I mean, I think it's probably just as good an experience performing it as well as us watching it, right, AJ?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And they look amazing. Everyone just looks so wonderfully dressed up, and it's just so much fun. You know, mermaids believe in hope. Isn't that right, Kristi and King Neptune?
Yes, we like to spread the magic.
Spread the magic. I think you're spreading the magic in the water. This is something we actually need right now. And the reason I say that is because the world is never going to come back the same as it was. And for me, with all this mermaid stuff, I thought I was the only underwater swimming. And everybody used to say, well, you do synchronized swimming. I said, no, I don't synchronize with anybody or anything because I'm hopeless at that. I'm not very good at synchronizing. But having my own act, you know, and staying underwater and doing it all was something very different. But I have to be honest, the only reason I did it and I liked it was because I was going to go from London to Paris and then from Paris to Beirut, and I was going to be in Beirut in the Middle East. I thought, how great to be in Beirut. I want to see what it's like, and the whole bit. Never mind the act. I mean, the act was fabulous. I loved it, but I was very interested in traveling and staying in Paris and doing all that stuff. And, you know, it worked out great. But you had a question for King Neptune.
Yes, thank you so much, Ninon. And I love the fact that you are a mermaid already.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
I'm one of the originals.
We want you to be part of our pod.
Yeah, I can be part of your pod. Oh, definitely. I'd love to be part of your pod, but we don't ask any ages and what year I was there.
That's okay.
Oh, Andrew, that was such a big laugh. He's only 27. Actually, hey, Andrew, 27 is my lucky number.
Oh, well, go play. Well, you can't play the lottery because you're in Vegas. You might have to go to California and get a ticket.
I can play anything. You can play anything in Vegas. I think I can go to Pahrump or somewhere and play the lottery. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know you have to go out somewhere, but that's all I need is another place to gamble. Okay, King Neptune, what do you want to ask, AJ?
Yes, I wanted to ask King Neptune, what does he think of the world and his positive message as king and as royalty, a positive message to uplift and inspire the world?
Well, I'm here to spread awareness that we need to save our reefs, all things aquatic, our oceans, our seas, is important to life.
So this is interesting. AJ, you brought up a fascinating question, and the fascinating question is for all five of us, I guess, is that we want to help the sea and the animals that are in the sea, because you sounded like, King Neptune, that this is something you gravitate to as well, to bring out awareness. Do you bring this out in your festival as of people to try to be aware of animal life? Underwater well, animals. Andrew or Kristi, can you answer that?
Yes, we do actually. Ocean conservation is a huge part of what all mermaids do, whether it's any kind of water. It doesn't have to be ocean, but for us here in the Keys, because we are surrounded by a Great Barrier Reef, we definitely want to educate everyone on what kind of sunblocks to use, what kind of sunblocks not to use, because they're harmful to the coral reefs.
That's because they go into the water, so all the substance on your body goes into the sea. I don't think people realize that.
Right, and also just to make better choices. You know, we live in a world of convenience where you'll just grab a bottle of water because it's convenient, but take that extra time before you leave the house and bring your reusable cup, or when you go to the, somewhere, take your mug and get your coffee there with your mug, or just if you're a business owner, try to use things that are compostable or biodegradable or plant-based, so that they don't take 200 years to go away, and definitely don't use styrofoam. That takes 500 years to go away. And just try to make a conscious effort to make better choices.
And I think one of the choices definitely is stop throwing things in the water and leaving things on the beach, and pick all your little goodies up. I remember I always seemed to live by the water with my mum and dad. And I always remember we used to have to clean everything up and put everything, you know, take it all with us, you know, the empty car, all the garbage stuff, take it with you.
Thank you for doing that. We do that as well. What we like to say is if you don't put it, if you can't put it in your mouth, don't put it in the ocean.
In somebody else's mouth, which is the fish. So, and they can't digest it. And they probably think this is something lovely to eat because it's had some smell of some food on it. And they go to eat it and then it doesn't digest.
Well, the ocean and the water is such an integral part of our ecosystem because we eat the fish. So whatever the fish we're eating that. It's just a cycle. And so we have to take care of that because, you know, we need the ocean to survive. We need the lakes to survive. We need the springs to survive. So
well, this is all part of it. Yeah, this is all part of the world and part of living. It's
absolutely.
All part of, it's like, you know, they're chopping all these trees down and everything else. And this is nature, and it's taken years to grow these trees. Let's leave something there. Let's hold something there. Andrew, what do you think about all this sort of, you know, getting the publicity out there? Because you sound like somebody that put a big splash, no pun intended, but a big splash out there in sort of, you know, people being, I don't think people are aware of exactly what goes on in the ocean of the fish. They're alive and they're just as human as we are, and some of them talk, we just don't understand them. What is your take on all this?
I'm super lucky to be in Sarasota, where we have Moat Marine Aquarium, who is huge in ocean conservation. So we do weekly beach cleanups to keep our beaches clean and pristine as possible, because we have a 99% quartz sand beach in Sarasota. So people really take pride in this town, which makes my heart warm, but we know that things happen. So we make sure to get the word out there, whether it be from Finstagram or so many different avenues, just letting people know, like, watch what you're doing. Don't ruin your sea life, because guess what? Mermaids are part of that.
Yes,
And
I have a question.
So don't be selfish. Go ahead, AJ.
Thank you so much, Ninon. I have a question. How are the sea turtles? Are they still protected at Sarasota Beach? Jeff and I used to live in Sarasota, and we always used to see the sea turtles and their hatching and their eggs. Are they still protected there?
Yes, they are fully protected here. It's actually gotten even bigger now, thanks to Moat. So we are super excited about that. They're actually migrating. We have, every beach has turtle hatchings now. So we have Lido, Siesta, Turtle, all of them have turtle hatchings now. So it's been a great experience.
That's funny you should mention that, AJ, because they had on the news the other day, they had this big thing about turtles, and it was about these straws that people use in their drinks. And one of the straws had gone up the turtle's nose, and they managed to save the turtle, and they pulled it out, obviously, and how it's a horrible thing. But also they were showing all the little baby turtles. I've never seen such an incredible, beautiful program. And I didn't, you know, you don't realize you see turtles. I think I saw turtles in Hawaii, was the last time I saw a turtle. But they're beautiful animals. They're very slow, you know, it's like you're walking like a turtle, and, you know, that's because they're slow. But they're the most beautiful animals. I think all animals are beautiful. They all have a place in this world like we do. Now I'm going to give Kristi and a couple of minutes each. Kristi, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to talk about how people can reach you when the festival is on, and give us this, you know, who you are.
Great. So they can reach us at keywestmermaidfestival.com, and we have contact information there. And they can also find us on Facebook, we're Key West Mermaid Festival, and on Instagram as well, we're also Key West Mermaid Festival on all of our platforms. Okay. And we are excited. The festival is going to be July, God willing, the 1st through the 5th. And we're hoping that everyone will swim on down to Key West, Florida, and come and make a splash with us.
Okay, and how they can reach you through all these channels. Do you ever send out any sort of information to all the people that were at your festival last year? Are you able to sort of contact them, either send them an email or get them to come back? Because they might think you're not doing it.
Yes,
So-
we have an email list. We also, through social media, is just really huge right now. So we use that platform, and we also work with Newman PR. And last year we worked with the Dana Agency, and then we're also in a lot of different publications. So that always helps once we put our press release out there. And it kind of just
it revolves.
it's like one meeting of the Merminds leads to another meeting of the Merminds, and before you know it, it's just
The
like,
Merminds. I love that.
exactly.
What do you want-
Christiane, thank you, Ninon. Thank you so much. Christiane, can you mention and talk about the Mermaid Infinity?
Yes, so Mermaid Infinity is a new project that's going to be launching in 2021, and it's actually the first ever mermaid website where you can find anything and everything that is mermaid. It's like you've heard the term the world is your oyster. Well, this website is that for the mermaid community. Now you have to go to different sites to pick out mermaid tales. Like if you type in mermaid tales on the World Wide Web, you have so much to pick from. Well, this is going to gather everything. It's like an Amazon, but for everything mermaid. And
How
it's
wonderful. So it's all going to be conglomerated into one
Yes.
place.
Yes, that
all
is
the- all
the
the-
vision.
All the mermaid people out there, or the mermaid companies, they've agreed to all come in one place. And
They are slowly joining us, and we are swimming all across the 7 seas. And slowly but surely, they are all going to have them in one area. So we're really excited about that, and it's going to be international. And it's going to take some time, but no one else has done this. So we feel, and it's had an amazing response. And we're really excited. We have, like, if you want to rent a mermaid for your party, if you want to see mermaid influencers, if you want to see mermaid blog writers, anything. And
you've reached out to everybody.
everything under the ocean that is mermaid will be on this site.
That's amazing. King Neptune, what do you have to do with all this? What is your input? Because you actually are the king, and we have to respect you. And behave myself.
I don't think it's completely defined my role into this yet, since it's brand new. So I've just come on in the last couple months.
Right.
So
you're going to become an influencer. You're going to become very big in this, and I mean, I love the beard. I love your whole attitude. I love your being. Yeah, that's the real deal.
Yeah.
Let's try to pull it off, right?
Yeah.
It's yours. It belongs to you. That's wonderful. And go ahead.
Thank you, Ninon. I just want to say thank you, because we do need a king. We need King Neptune, and so thank
We have to have King Neptune.
you for your service. And how do they get a hold of you, King Neptune, to support you?
Well, you'd have to go through the contacts that Christiane had gave to you. So
Okay, well, Christiane, you can take care of that, right?
He does have a trident, so he will travel.
That's right. We'll travel.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's go over to Andrew right now. Now, Andrew, you are not only a merman, but you are several other things. So you can mention how can people reach you for this particular merman?
So it would be through TridentTales.com or Trident Tales Entertainment on all social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And my email is also info@TridentTales.com. That connects you directly to me, so you can learn about all things mermaid. We are revamping our website right now, adding the book and everything else into there as well. So we're revamping all that right now.
So are you interacting with Kristi?
Always.
Are you interacting together with the same sort of, can they see, which you actually just said that, because everybody's coming together on one website. So you're all going to be kind of one and make it really, really grow. So people won't have to worry where to go or who to go to. You can have it all at one time. Now, you also do another job, Andrew. What do you do?
So I make chocolates. I work in a chocolate shop. I do that. I'm also a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for, we're not going to say how long, but it's been a long time. But I've been doing it 4 years. I actually used to do it on the Las Vegas Strip. So.
You used to live in Vegas?
I did.
Where did you work?
I worked at the Wynn Hotel. I was actually the
nothing but the best Nothing but the best for Andrew. That's
I was lucky
amazing.
enough to get that job. I was very lucky. They actually moved me from Florida to Vegas for that position. So.
Well, oh, how wonderful. But they only do it for one reason, because you're good. You know, when you're good, people recognize it. And also, you know, it's another thing that you're probably very, very reliable. I would imagine you're very reliable and always on time. And that's a big thing in Vegas, because Vegas, they kind of lose it a little bit. They sleep in and then they got drugs, or I don't know, you know, but anyway. So that's how they can reach you. So you're doing a chocolate thing at the moment. He makes chocolate. How lovely. That's a woman's dream, isn't it? I mean, we love to have our little chocolates, don't we?
Yes, and also, Andrew, do you also do mermaid photography? Am I right? Or please tell us.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So we do full photography. So we actually have the tail rentals. We'll meet you out on the beach and we'll do a full mermaid photography session. So our pricing includes the tail, the photography, your edits, and then the price goes up from there depending on how many extra pictures you want, or if you want to do like a Little Mermaid photo shoot. We actually have a lot of brides that want that. We actually have the exact wig so you can live your mermaid fantasy.
How wonderful. But don't you also have parties? You put parties together for families that want a mermaid party for their children.
Absolutely. So we have adult tails, we have children's tails, so you can have a full mermaid party. You can go from tail rental all the way up to fire performers, dancers, everything in between. We have a mermaid who actually sings opera now, so that's a fantastic piece. So
that's amazing. Now, can you you can obviously travel anywhere you need to go, right?
Absolutely. I can travel anywhere. You need me in Beirut, I'm there.
Well, I don't think at the moment. It just got blown up, didn't it, a few months ago? They probably do need some mermaids there to help them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure they do need. What about you, Kristi? Do you also go out and you travel as well to different parties, or people want to hire you?
Actually, I do. I've gone to Texas before. They've flown me out there to Mermaid, and but I'm really locally here mainly, but I do travel, and I work for a couple of the resorts here. I'm the resident mermaid at the Havana Cabana, and which is the Diamond Rock Collection. And I also, when Virgin Voyages will be coming down, I'm working with Virgin Voyages. I'm going to be teaching their sailors how to be a mermaid for the day.
Oh my goodness. You know something, AJ, it's amazing how much you can learn in a subject that really isn't spoken about much. I mean, up until now we're going to spread you all over the world, or at least AJ puts you everywhere. You're going to be on all the platforms, as many as we can probably find, and then they share it. And then, of course, we would like you to share it as much as possible. And also to share, try to share NinonSpeaks media image on Vegas, on Facebook. Try to see people to go there to actually see this. But we're going to spread this. And, you know, we've only recently just started, haven't we, AJ? AJ, how long have we been doing this? Not very long.
Not very long. This since August of 2020, so just a few months. But I love this show. I love the high frequency. I love the good vibes. I love the good energy. I love that we talked about manatees and dolphins and sea turtles, and we have beautiful guests that are representing mermaids and mermans. And I love this show.
Well, I think it's just opening up another avenue. There's probably a lot of people out there don't even know that there's such a thing going on with these festivals and all what's happening. It's something very unusual, but it's something to me, because of being an underwater swimming, it's something that's very delicate, because it's something that moves sort of slowly, and it's very beautiful, and it's very elegant, and it's just something absolutely amazing. I just love it. Well, we're going to have to close out. I want to thank both of you, and I'm sure you do too, AJ. What would you like to say?
I do. I want to thank all of our guests, King Neptune, Kristi Ann, Mermaid, and Andrew Corter, Merman. And I wanted to also give a shout out to Georgette Dante and say thank you for all of the guests and contacts, and Jeffrey Dean. So Georgette, I wanted to hand it over to you, Ninon. You've got some new addition to your team.
I have, this team is growing. It started with me, and that was okay. I started NinonSpeaks a long time ago, and I did it. A lot of private people would come to my house or on the internet, whatever. And then all of a sudden, AJ comes along because she kept looking at my other show. I have another show called Vegas Live with Ninon. And she kept coming on to it. So I thought, I'm going to reach out to this young lady. So I reached out to AJ, and here we are. And she said, oh, I'd love to do a show. And I said, okay, let's put this show together, NinonSpeaks. So because of her, we've got this. And also, Georgia Dandy has been, this woman is amazing. We're going to have her on, I guess, in a few weeks. She's coming on, actually. She's going to do a cameo on herself and what she's up to and what she's doing. She's just an amazing woman. She was in one of the leading, I guess, young ladies in the burlesque arena, and that's wonderful. And then we've got Jeff Dean. Jeff Dean is doing our communications, our website, and he's keeping actually AJ and I in order. Otherwise, we could be a little maybe scatterbrained. I'm not sure. We seem to be quite okay, but he does keep us in order, and so he's on the game as well. We also have another young lady, Lynn. She's also helping out a little bit with the guests and everybody. But I think more important than anybody else is the guests that we have on the show. I just want to thank all of them, because you come on, you don't know what's going to happen. I never pre-interview anybody, so I'm quite sure you're all quite shocked as what is this woman going to ask me? They're simple questions. They're easy questions, because our show is about you, not about us. It's all about you. It's getting you out there. So thank you both. Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Kristi, and also King Neptune. All of you are amazing. You're going to be seen around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ninon.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, AJ. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Take
We
care.
hope that maybe you'll be able to swim down for our festival in July.
But, well, the problem is Vegas is not surrounded by any water, so I will have to go take a trip somewhere where there's water and start swimming.
It's okay. We have landlocked mermaids. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I'm landlocked, all right.
Yeah, just come to Key West. We have a tale for you. Join the
That's
pod.
right.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, I will. I won't be shy on that. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
AJ.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye.